Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn how to integrate the Google Cloud Translation API into your Flutter application. Now you may be thinking that Google Translate API, what is the need of it when we can just directly translate from the Google? But this is for the developers where they would like to integrate this facility in their application, like people from the different countries or the different languages would be able to translate whatever the text is being presented over there. So let's see how do we do the integration. In my previous video of Google Cloud Vision API, I have told how to create an API. Now in the same way you can do that. For that you can see my previous video of Google Cloud Vision API integration in Flutter applications. So what exactly you have to do that? You can use the same API key, and for using the same API key you have to just add on this translation API key. So what you have to do is that you have to go to the next means like that API section, and here you will find this API services as I am showing it here. Now what you exactly do, you have to go for this restrict key. Okay, rest all you can select for the Android applications, and after that you selecting that all Android apps or iOS app and IP addresses, you can click on save and you can restrict the key. What we can do here, as you can see, the Cloud Vision API is ticked because in my previous video I have taught how to integrate that Cloud Vision API into a Flutter application. Now what you have to do, you can use the same API key and you can use the Cloud Translation API as well. Okay, there is a lot of other APIs available over here. In coming videos I will also be making the video for the same. So what you exactly have to do, just click Cloud Translation API, click OK and save. Once you are done with that, then you can just simply use the same API key for this your translation as well. So let's see how we're going to integrate that translation API into our Flutter application. Now here what we're gonna do is we go to our section and we are going to create one Dart file. In that Dart file we are going to write the code for our translation. Okay, so new Dart file, and I will just name it as a translate. Okay, and going ahead with that stateful. Why using stateful? Because we are doing to the changes. Okay, changes in the sense like live text translation will be there. So translate API screen. Okay, now just simply import it. Okay, now with this import you also need one kind of import in later on. Before going ahead, we just import that package. So we're going to use it dart :convert, because some data will be there, so convert. Okay, and that you have to convert it accordingly. Okay, and we will also need HTTP package, because with the help of that HTTP package you are able to get the data and you're able to translate it, because without using this HTTP package you are not able to interact the API. Okay, so HTTP. Okay, now if you may be not getting information, what you can say do, you go to the public pubsec HTML and you have to add on this package HTTP 1000. Okay, so like this you can simply add on your HTTP package. As in the previous videos I have interacted with the API, so I have already added this HTTP package, so it does not require here. So go to the translate screen. Now first of all what we exactly have to do is we have to create the screen where, as I shown to you into my application, let's close this section first, and what we're gonna do is we are going to create a text box, and after the text box we are going to create a 3 buttons, and then you'll see the translate button. Okay, so going ahead, what we're gonna do is we first of all we have to close this and scaffold. We have to go for the scaffold. In the scaffold only everything will be coming. In that scaffold we will be having an app bar, and app bar will be there, and we will putting a title on it. So I'll just use the text widget over here. Here we need like this, and then in the that section we will be using that. For the title we are using, so just like this, Google Translate API. Okay, now once we go ahead, and then we're gonna do is we will need our body. In the body we are going to create one text controller, so text field. Okay, we're going to create a text field. and with that text field we here, and the text field controller we will use it underscore controller. We will see how we are going to use this controller. It will give you error right now because you have not declared this. So we will do the decoration and we will put it as a input decoration. And why we are using input decoration? So we can ask the user so that he can see what exactly where we have to insert what data. So enter text to translate. Okay, now this thing is done. Now this controller, we can create a controller over here. So we come here and we're going to use text editing controller and we name it as a controller, and then we go for the text editing controller and then semicolon. Now as you can see, the error is gone. Now what exactly we are going to do in the application, we are going to go in a vertical mode. So I'm going to do the some padding over here, so make it little bit better padding, and I will put all this data into the column section so that there will be a text box text field controller and the button. So I'll put it into the column like this, wrap text. Okay, now after that what you're gonna do, in the earlier videos I have taught that how to give the gaps. So I will use the size box and I will use the height will be like a 20 if you want to use it, or 10, whatever. Now next is what we're going to use, a elevated button. Okay, so that buttons will have a different text. According to that only you're going to go ahead with that. Now going ahead, and then you will be able to see how exactly the data is being translated. So on pressed we have done method, and then we're going to do like this. Oh, not here exactly, it will be here and then over here. Now in the child we're going to use a text widget and we will ask that translate to Spanish. Okay, and in the button what we're gonna do is string text is equals to underscore controller dot text. Okay, so that we can see that there is no means some data is there. So we'll put it if text dot is not empty. This is the way of checking the text box text field controller is having a data inside. Okay, and then come here and then we go for the translate text. This is a method we're going to declare. So text comma, in this bracket we're going to use a fr or it will be Spanish, so we will use it Spain. Okay, and then we put a semicolon. Now right now it's giving error because we have not declared this method. Okay, I'll just open this section and I'll just make it more buttons over here, and Control Alt L. This will make our buttons to be proper so that we can know where the button is being ended. And going ahead, I will put a comma and more buttons, and put a comma, one more button. Okay, so we can change it to the French. For the French also we can do this fr, and if you want to change to Hindi you can just use it hi. So first two initial letters you can simply use it. Okay, we will come back this section later. Now what we exactly have to do, the main task what we have to do is your application running status. Okay, how we going, what other things we have to do. So string underscore translated text. Okay, this will be having a text what we're going to display. Okay, this. Okay, the string declared. Now in case of any error, that is very important whenever you are doing to development, error message is important so that we can let the user know. Okay, now we are another going to create another variable that is called your string underscore API key. Okay, this API key is the key, without that you cannot. So in my previous video of Cloud Vision API I have explained how to do that. So final string. Why using final string? Because this API URL of changing that for translation is not gonna change. Okay, we're not gonna declare. So HTTP as, okay, translation, we have to, yes, HTTPS translation dot googleapis.com language slash translate slash v2 is a version. Okay, so this is the API key. Now https translation googleapis.com language translate.api. Okay, now going ahead, we are going to create the method. Which method? This one method. Okay, so I just copy exactly so that we don't do mistakes. So we're going to use the future void. Why we are going to use the future? Because we want the data will come later on. Okay, so we have to use the future method. Okay, and then we're going to type string text comma string target language. Okay, and then close it and then come here. Now it's saying that async modifier because the process will go, so we have to use in an async method. Now going ahead, the main code comes over here. We're going to put in a try catch block. Why? So that there can be some error or something kind of happen, so we can catch that as well. Okay, so catch bracket e, and then after that semicolon and so we can show some error or something is happening. Okay, so in the translation we will have a final URI. Why using URI? Because the URI will be able to here you cannot just simply pass the directly string URL, okay, of this API URL. Okay, you cannot simply pass it, so you have to use the URI here. Okay, going ahead, URI dot parse. Okay, the parse, what you're gonna do is your API URL. So you do one thing, you put it first like this and then put comma. So API URL is a one variable, so dollar like this, and then key. Okay, what key? What is the key here? API key we have here. So dollar underscore API. So this first section is done. So our URL is ready. Now we're going to go for the final response. Okay, equals to await, because it has to wait for the response from the Google. So HTTP post, we are going to use the concept of HTTP post here, and then in that we have another method. Okay, semicolon, close it. What you do is here we have to use await. Okay, now delete it here and we will write the code over here. So first is URL comma, in the next line what you can do is a body you're going to send it. Okay, so JSON dot encode. Okay, and an encode we have to like this. Q is what? Whatever the text you are going to send it. Okay, so the text coming from here. Okay, and then comma, and then because this is the way the Google is going to accept your query. Okay, and target language, I'll just put it here directly. Okay, now target language, come here, and then we're going to comma here. Now the data is going to be in a JSON format, so we have to specify the headers here. Headers, so content dash type colon, and we're going to use a application slash JSON. Okay, if you not want to put comma also, that is okay. So Control Alt L, I'll just make it better. Now in the catch block we will put our data later on, but going ahead, first we will see what is the response coming and showing that response. Okay, so if response, okay, whatever the response from here, response dot status code. Status code is very important because based on that only you have to show the data. The status code is, so we're going to use it final. Okay, map. Okay, why map? So that we can see that whatever the data is coming, it has to map with the dynamic data, because Google, whatever it is going to return, accordingly we have to manage it over here. So they will return as a JSON decode. Just now we use JSON encode, now we're going to use JSON decode. But whatever the response is going to come, it will become in a JSON body, and then we go to semicolon, and we're going to set text. Okay, set state of this one. So underscore translated text, whatever the text has came. So from the Google it returns like this. In this there will be a data. Okay, and then we're going to do like this, translation. Okay, okay, and then again 0, and we're going to put it another copy like this, and we're going to use it as a translated text. Okay, not this variable one, it is returned by the Google only. Okay, so it's translated text. Now go here and close it. Now one state is set here. Now in case something is there else, what you're gonna do is error message. So another set state we can do is, or you can, instead of multiple set state, you can use a single set state as well. I'm just showing here so it's easy for you to recognize. Okay, you can just simply send a message to the user translation failed. Okay, and now in the catch block what you're gonna do is we're going to again show some error message. So just copy that previous error message and show it here like an error occurred. Okay, so an error occurred, anything, and then you also have to, you can show it what error has occurred so you can know. Okay, this e will catch actually whatever the error is coming. So we will see that also whatever the data is being returned by this. So we can just use a print statement here, so you can see that how exactly the data is being returned by the Google as well. Okay, going ahead, we go to the page where we're going to show our text is, and then we're going to put our text size box and then put it here. Okay, and then we're going to show what exactly is coming. Okay, so if underscore error message dot is not empty. Okay, in that case what we're gonna do is we're going to use it as text. Okay, error $_ error message. Okay, you can show the error message like here. Okay, or if underscore translated text is not empty, then you can show whatever the text has been translated. So I just take a copy from here and just show it here. You can just directly simply display as well here in the text section. You can do that. So what you're gonna do is I will do here translated text. Okay, and translated text from here you just take it. You can do the styling of it so it looks little bit better. So gonna is text style. Okay, in that we're going to put some font size like 16, and we put it as a color because we're going to show some error, so colors dot red. Okay, same way we can do the style here, and we can inside it only we have to do it, and you can show it as a green, or you can show it simply black, up to you, you can show accordingly. So Control Alt L, we have done it here. Now this application is ready, so we're going to our previous this section and just name it application, and then we just import this package and then we reload it. Okay, or say something is missing, what exactly we have missed it over here. Okay, we have missed a semicolon here, so just reload it. Once this getting reloaded, you can see it in our running devices. Okay, now as you can see, enter text to translate. Now first of all, if you want to enter that example, okay, now you go to that, then of course translation failed. Why? Because we have not integrated our API key here. So let me add on that API key here, and then I can show it to you. So guys, I have added my API key. I cannot show it into the video because this is a private API key, so I can do like this. This is example of Google API. What you're gonna do is translate to Spanish, as you can see here, it will give you the data. Okay, now click on French, see, click on Hindi, and your Google API का उदाहरण. Like this kind of details will be coming for the application. So now what exactly you can do is you can integrate in your application and you can show to the user according to their requirements. And as the requirements are there, like you making an application and how you're gonna use that application. So that's all in this video. See you guys in another video. If you like my video, subscribe to my channel, and I will be providing more and more complicated videos on the Flutter and other technologies like native Android, native iOS application. Also I will teach in iOS application as well. See you guys in another video.